Todd,
Hello.
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 You mentioned to me the other day you had a
have boring
client.
conversations.
Hey?
We have boring
Well,
conversations.
I
No, we
know.
don't.
Well, they're kind of exciting. If you like finance, they're exciting,
They're
right?
exciting.
Everyone who's watching this loves finance, so they're going to
Okay.
find it very exciting.
It's not the finance that's the exciting part.
Right. What is the exciting part?
Well, it's the reason for the finance.
Okay, so the reason for the finance on this one was another commercial property, funny enough.
Mm-hmm.
But you mentioned something that made my little Shrek
Your hair
ears
stand on end.
Shrek ears tweak up, and that was that it was an SMS loan involved, but not in the way that you would think it was bought in SMSF. So tell me what happened there, because unless I understood incorrectly, you were talking about loaning from their SMSF to do a business purchase of a property over here. Tell me what happened there.
So, well, it started as a traditional self-managed super fund loan. So, the clients run a business,
Right.
have done for a number of years. They are outgrowing or outgrown their premises. They have been looking for about 18 months. We looked at a number of properties with them. And finally, they found something in the price range. Well, they found something which is probably outside of their price range.
Right.
But everything was.
Don't we all?
Yeah, everything was though.
Yeah.
With the space that they needed and the setup of they needed a certain setup for their business with trucks coming in and going out and what have you. So it wasn't just like any commercial building. They needed space. So they found the property and their financial advisors had talked to them about putting it into their super fund. They had some money in the super fund to put down as a deposit. It wasn't enough.
Right.
But
So the deposit wasn't enough?
The deposit, we needed more deposit.
Right.
The borrowing the money in the super fund was fine. The business itself leases the premises from the super fund.
Okay.
So the rent that they were paying today to someone else is now used in the servicing for the loan of the super fund, plus the contributions of the members of the super fund. In terms of servicing, that's what we're looking at is what are the contributions that are coming in, and then what is the rental income. And in this case, the business itself was making a pretty decent profit. And so we were also able to use a portion of the profit in the servicing as extra contributions.
Right. So
to the fund.
let's talk about that for a sec, because so we've got the super fund contributions from the members. We have the rent that was already being paid by the business, but now they're going to pay rent to the new super fund owner of the new property that they're moving into. Plus, you take a portion of the profits. So it all adds up for serviceability. Is that right?
Yeah, because the contributions previously could have been larger.
Right.
Right. But they weren't. We needed more income in the super fund to get the loan across the line, and we could prove that they could put more super fund contributions in from the profits of the business on an ongoing basis.
Okay.
And our lender accepted a certain portion of that profit as contributions in their assessment. Right. So we had those three items, if you like, for our assessment, and then we came to, well, they don't have enough deposit.
So they got serviceability, but not enough deposit.
That's right.
Right.
So then, in conjunction with, we again had to talk to their financial advisors. So they constructed a loan from the members to the super fund.
Okay.
So they had equity in their house.
Yep.
So we drew down an investment loan against their house, and they took that money and loaned it to the super fund.
Right. So home equity loan across the super fund.
Yeah. So imagine that and it has to be a commercial arrangement, by the way. It can't just be like I'm giving this at 1%.
Sure.
Right. So in this case, the equity loan might be costing them 6%, for example. Right. They could effectively lend it to the super fund at 6%, offsetting the cost, or they could charge more, commercial rate.
Sure.
7.5% if the super fund can bear that.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing to take into consideration is you can't just lend it to the super fund. You've got to, when you're doing the servicing assessment for the super fund loan for the property, you have to take into consideration all of the debts of that super fund, which in this case is also the loan that the members have given you. Right.
So
it's not a gift.
So
it's a loan.
So the extra deposit ends up having a cost, and that cost has to come into the calculations for the serviceability.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now that loan can be a 30-year loan.
Sure.
Because in this case it was tied to the home equity loan.
Yeah.
So the repayments might be lower than, say, a commercial loan, but it's still a commercial arrangement. It has to be paid.
Sure.
It's not a paper transaction.
Yeah.
So it has to be taken into consideration with the assessment. So, they've been looking for a long time and they needed this premises. The taxation considerations are up to the financial advisor, the accountants, and, on the best structure and how they do that. The SMSF was determined to be the best way to do it.
Sure.
And then we worked together with the clients and their advisors to come up with that structure of, okay, let's get the money from the members and lend it to the super fund, and can the super fund handle that repayment?
Yeah.
So that they were able to get into their premises.